Welcome back everybody to Lackluster Gaming. I finally figured out what was wrong with my mic. I was using the wrong one. So let's get into today's video because the audio's finally corrected. So first things first, Sean came in first in yesterday's video. Mad props, brother. Thanks for being part of the notification squad. Followed immediately after by Junior, Juan, and Mason. 3 individuals I see very frequently. Thank you guys so much for being avid supporters of the channel. I love you guys. Now let's move on. And before we get into today's deck, we're going to go ahead and pop open a couple chests, and I'm going to say, hey, everybody out there that's just joining the channel because of the live streams or you just stumbled across it in the browse section, thank you so much for joining us. You are certainly welcome here. We love having you. Thank you for your support. Now, we've got this magical chest. We're popping it open. I don't think we're going to get a legendary because just the way the cards are kind of playing out at the moment, and also it's a pre-recorded tape. Duh. I already know we don't get a legendary. I ain't fooling anyone, am I? Alright, but there we go. Dark Goblins are only 11. If they were 20 something, we would have gotten a legendary, but instead we get the P.E.K.K.A. just in time for the recent balance changes, so I will take it. Absolutely. Now let's get into the deck. There it is up on screen. You've got the 1 Elixir Skeletons, the 1 Elixir Ice Spirit, the Ice Golem, the Knight, the Miner, 3 Musketeers, the Log, and the Elixir Collector. Elixir Collector is extremely valuable in this deck. Not only does it give you Elixir, but it also baits out Poison, Fireball, and Lightning Spell. All 3 things that will destroy your 3 Musketeers and give your opponent a very, very big advantage in Elixir. Now, if you don't have the Ice Spirit, go ahead and sub in the Fire Spirits. Now, if you don't have the Ice Golem, I don't know what to tell you. I usually say put in the Knight, but I don't have a viable option. Be creative, figure something out, maybe even throw in another spell in there. But if you don't have the Miner, use the Goblin Barrel, and if you do not have the Log, go ahead and use the Zap, and this deck will be effective. But if you have all of the cards, please try to keep it as similar as possible because it works very, very well in its current state. So let's check out what is going up on screen. We've got a Knight down. I had to throw that Log to combat those Elite Barbarians, but if you've been watching, you notice that this guy's main counter to our 3 Musketeers is the Skarmy. So we want to hold on to that Log and make sure that we can take it out. But this deck is susceptible and does very poorly in my playstyle anyway against Zap Bait decks. Now this deck in particular that we are going up against is a combination of like bait and Sparky. It's really weird because you got those minions, you got the princess, and then it's got the Sparky, and I think it even has a couple other things that we might want. Oh yeah, the Skarmy as well. So like, yeah, but there comes out the Skarmy, which now I'm going to sacrifice this Knight. We are going to take a little bit of damage because of my poor placement of the Ice Spirit right there. And now we're being rushed with 10 Elixir push. A 10 Elixir push. The Elite Barbarians and a Lumberjack. I'm just sacrificing everything I can. We threw in our Miner. We threw in our Ice Spirit. We threw in our 1 Elixir Skeletons. And finally our Miner. And we came out on top. Now we've got a decent push coming in. We are ahead. We're going to log right there. We were actually just going after that Princess. But luckily we got that Skarmy as well. And that felt great. There you go. The Knight did a little bit of damage on that Sparky, which we are going to need. I'm going to throw the Miner in the back just to distract and separate his push, pull the Executioner away from his Sparky so I can drop these 1 Elixir Skeletons and take out the Sparky's charge and use my 3 Musketeers. Now using the Ice Golem to distract the Executioner again so that the 3 Musketeers can defend properly, and boom, it's that easy. Lots of different play styles there, lots of different strategies, but if you use them all, you'll win with this deck. Alright, let's get into part 2. Let's check this out because it works against a lot of very, very, very difficult decks, and in particular, the Royal Giant. We all know and hate the Royal Giant. I know I do. So if you got a furnace, not a furnace, if you got an Elixir Collector, you want to place that Elixir Collector out in the front. I'm using my Ice Spirit and my Ice Golem to defend anything that's coming behind the Royal Giant, and then use my 1 Elixir Skeletons and my 3 Elixir Knight to take out the Royal Giant. Now he's using the Electro Wizard to go against my Knight, but it's so tanky it almost takes it out, so we're not even going to defend against it. We're going to place down another pump. Now this is where the pump is great. I placed them next to each other, which is a mistake because of that fireball, but now because he's thrown the fireball, we've baited out the one defense that he has against our 3 Muskies. We're going to play them right in the front. We're going to split them. We're going to put an Ice Golem in front of the opposite one, and he is going to have to defend against this. Now, there's the Skarmy again. It's a great defense, so we got to remember that, and we got to remember to use our log, but because he had to defend that one side with the 2 Musketeers and the Minor Push, he had to leave the opposite side with the Ice Golem and a single Musketeer pretty much undefended, and we're able to take out about half of his tower. So now there you go again, Ice Golem in front to take out the supporting troops, and the 4 skeletons and the Knight to take out that Royal Giant. It's a great combo, and he keeps doing the same thing over and over again. So now we're at a place where we're building up Elixir. I've got my 3 Musketeers in hand just in case we have to defend against a Royal Giant again, even though it's probably not in a cycle. But once we reach 10, we're going to put down the pump and start building up an Elixir advantage. That's key in this deck. I cannot stress it enough. You got to get it down there. Plus, I want to bait out that fireball. I want to see if he's dumb enough to throw it out there once again. So I'm going to send my Miner and a Knight combination, and this time we're going to use our 3 Musketeers and a log to push it back to defend from some damage. There's the fireball, but he misses one of the Musketeers. We're going to place an Ice Golem up in front. He's got to throw his arrows to take out that one tower, and now look at how much stuff I've got on the field, and it's all taken out with those Fire Spirits. It was actually a really good play on his part. Now I'm going to drop my 3 Musketeers right in the middle. It's going to take out that Skarmy. My Knight is going to start tanking for some of the Musketeers, leaving 2 of them taken out his tower, but then finally fireballed. Now I'm going to place a pump down because now he can't fireball my pump. I'm going to place it on the opposite side because I know he's not going to come that way. I'm going to put down my skeleton, my Ice Golem in the back again. He comes in with the Fire Spirits. I start taking him out with the Knight. I am going to save my log, but I am going to drop my 3 Musketeers in the pocket. Use that pocket to your advantage, guys. Now, he tries to drop the Skarmy, but it's too little too late, and the Miner is able to finish off that tower for us, making it an easy 2-crown victory. Pretty awesome. Give this deck a shot. So let's get into round number 3 here, and this time we're gonna go up against somewhat of another baity deck, and you can see the Goblin Barrel in this one is what I need to save my log for, but I also need the log to combat the Skarmy counter to the 3 Musketeers. Now, I split my 3 Musketeers in the back, and because of that, we took a little bit of damage, and that's okay. Now, this deck in particular, you need Elixir. Now, this guy spent a ton of Elixir, and so I send in a Miner on one side. We got the 1 Musketeer doing tons of damage on the opposite side, and he's able to defend with that Skarmy. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if I had the log, I would have hit that Skarmy and defended my Musketeers, but that Goblin Barrel would have destroyed my tower. So we got to play this smart. Now, I typically didn't use the 1 Elixir Skeletons to combat the Goblin Barrel, but that is a formidable option if you are going up against a Zap Bait deck. It's one of the methods that you should try to incorporate into your playstyle, even if I didn't in these replays. Now, I've got my 1 Elixir Skeletons on hand. I'm going to go ahead and pop them right in front of this Knight, and now we've got this Hog Baby Dragon coming in again, and I'm trying desperately to get those 3 Musketeers out, and again, we're taking a ton of damage. Fortunately, he's unable to take out that tower. I put my Ice Golem down, but just a little bit too late, and that's where I use the log. Now, take it from me. If you're going up against somebody and they counter your 3 Musketeers with the Skarmy, be aware of it, and the next time you make that play, instead of being reactionary to the Skarmy, think about it. Remember that Skarmy is coming, and hold that log in place. Even drop it a little bit ahead of time, and make sure you're able to take that Skarmy out and protect those 2 or 3 Musketeers. So there you go. We've now pretty much tied it up. In fact, I'm kind of in the lead because one of his towers is almost halfway down. And now I'm just cycling. I'm going to pull the attention of the 2 splash units with the ice golem so that those 4 skeletons can take out that hog. It was an awesome play, if I do say so myself. We're going to go ahead and log and put down a knight just to tank for that wizard right there. And then we're going to send in a miner and a 1 elixir skeleton so that he stops bombarding my tower with so much elixir. He defends with the knight. I get my ice golem in there. He's got the hog rider coming. We're going to freeze it up, place down the knight just to take it out. He gets 1 hit on, all right? So now I've got the pocket open. I'm waiting for those 2 troops to come across the bridge, and I'm going to drop my 3 musketeers right in the pocket. Boom. They lock on. They get it. Skarmy comes late, but we're still able to take out the tower, and I get the log ready to go for that goblin barrel. And there you guys go up above. There's the information for you. Go check him out. Go sub. Go play in those tournaments tonight. Check out one of my videos over here. Over here, you can subscribe somewhere up there as well, or just down below. And thanks for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow, alright? With some more videos and some more tournaments. I love you. Peace out.